Hello everyone, it's Kathy, the Backyard Stamper, and tonight is another episode of Craft Your Stash. My series encourages you to use what you have, mix old with new, and make those cards and send them out, because handmade cards bring joy to everyone, and I certainly am making cards for that reason. It brings me joy and it brings the receiver joy. So tonight I have a brand new sketch for you, and I will have a printable probably hopefully tonight, and if not, no later than tomorrow night. I know I always say that and then I don't get it done, so I will. I've almost got it ready to go. I just have to tweak just a few things. So yeah, I hope you like this sketch, and I've got a second design to show you that I use the same sketch with, and you know, I think you'll be able to get those wheels turning when you see this one. So let me turn the camera down. All right, so tonight we are going to be using the Perfectly Pear bundle. I love this set, and I think that you know, it's apple season here in New Hampshire, and also pears. So you know, I am all about gardening, and last weekend I canned peaches, and hopefully I'll get to the farm again and get my apples, because I'm dying for an apple pie, you know. Hi Deb from New South Wales, Australia. Hope you're having a wonderful day. So we'll go ahead and get started here, and like I said, the free printable will be available after my live stream. So let me tell you what we've got for supplies tonight. We've got a piece of Mossy Meadow cardstock, and it's 8.5 by 5.5, and we're gonna score it and fold it at 4 1/4. Hi Anne, my friend, I miss you so much too. And we also are going to use I've got my supplies right here. Let me just dump them out. A 2.5 by 2.5 square from cut from the second largest of the Stylish Shapes. And then I've got a 1 by 3.5 inch piece. Those are the Mossy Meadows. For white, I've got my piece that goes on the inside, 4 by 5 1/4. I've got a layering piece here for to go on top of my square die cut, and I've also got a piece that is 3/4 by 3 1/4, and that's going to be for my sentiment. And these are little bits and bobs I've got extra of. And then for my designer paper, I'm using the Painterly Pears, and we are going to put together a little mosaic. That one's upside down, like so, and like so. And I'm going to change it up and do it just a little bit backwards. So, oh no, I did it the same way. So my pieces are, I've got a bigger dark piece here and a smaller, so I switched these two. I just flipped them over. It's the same paper. And I have to just sand my edge real quick, because my cutting blade kind of shredded this designer paper. You know what is going on with that. I guess it's time to get a new blade on there. Sometimes it doesn't do it, and then I think, oh, I don't need to change my blade, and then it does it, and I'm like, oh, I gotta change my blade. Okay, so we'll go like, actually, I'm gonna do it just like my sample. So I've got it. So this is what I did. I kind of dry fit it out, and then this last piece is a 2 by 6, and we're going to cover the envelope flap with that. And this is just a strip that I cut in case I wanted it for the inside on my white. And that's it. So not too many, oh, and a scrap of white for my pears. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna crease this really well. And I'm gonna use liquid glue because I need to be able to wiggle these if needed. I love using up my designer paper in this way. You can make strip cards or different folds. And let's see here. I kind of liked that this one, so they were a little offset, although that one's upside down, so I can't do it that way. Never you mind. Never you mind. We'll just keep it like it was. I like a lot of the yellows flowers showing, so I'm going to put that up there, and then I've got my yellow down here because my square is going to kind of cover right in the middle, so I still got my yellow flowers showing. All right, so I'm going to just tack down. I'm going to add some liquid glue, but I'm just going to set them down. I'm not going to press them down yet. And that way I can move them if I need to. And I'm just eyeballing the space between. I'm really keeping an eye on my lines next to each other because those I do want to line up. In other words, I want a straight edge there and a straight edge across the bottom. So let's see here, something like that. And then this one. And this one can come over a little bit. See, if you just don't press them down quite until you're ready, you can move them. Let me just make sure that one looks, it looked crooked because the corner was lifting. Okay, so yay, the outside of my card is done. All right, so this strip's gonna go here, and what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna place it while I figure out what I want to stamp. So let me show you the stamp set. It's perfectly pears. Now the greetings in here are really small. So I tend to use greetings from other sets because these are teeny tiny, like they get lost on the card. So I'm going to use my coneflower celebrations because I like these nice big ones. Okay, so let's see here. I made a bunch of belated cards last time because I'm always so late. I did have one out here. This one says, "I'm sorry I missed your special day. Let's continue the celebration." So that was for my belated. And I wanted to look at, let's see here, this little strip here is my greetings. So It's Your Day won't fit. That one will fit. And what does that say? You made my day, celebrating you. So I just wanted something that was nice and big. Happy belated birthday. You know what? I'm gonna go with it. Or, yeah, It's Your Day was too small. So now I have a reason to send late cards, right? All right, so I've got my happy belated birthday, and I'm gonna put it just a smidge to the left because I'm going to do a big giant loopy bow. And let me put my stamp set away. And I'm going to use my Mossy Meadow ink. Oh, you know what? I did have this Best Wishes. Let me grab that one. Let's see. I Sunrise Sailing, yeah. So let's use that one, and then I found another inside one. So I'm going to use Best Wishes. That's okay for a birthday, don't you think? I really like the font on that. So we'll put away my belated birthday, because I'm not going to be late anymore. And let me put this stamp away too, because I got something else for the inside. Okay. That goes in here. Okay. Don't want to get my sets mixed up. I found my pig dies, you guys. I have been missing them, and then I ended up ordering a whole nother set. So I'm pretty excited. All right, this is what I'm going to do, because this card here could be for a guy or a girl. So I am going to say just a big fat happy birthday. I'm sorry, I can't make up my mind. Or, you know what? This is what I wanted to do. I had an anniversary card that I missed their anniversary. So I can say celebrate, right? Nice and big. And then I'm going to pull out that belated one again. All right. Now that I've changed my mind about 10 times, let's see how this looks. Let me grab a piece of scrap paper. Just want to see if I have it on my block straight. Yes. Okay. Well, hello, Cindy, my good friend. Alrighty, so we've got Let's Celebrate. That came out nice. And let me do the inside. Actually, I'm going to just do the one I had originally, because I've got a lot of, with the DSP taking up some real estate there, I can put this one here. And that's from Pattern of Friendship. This one is on the last chance list. I love it. I am not ever getting rid of this set. I know I say that, but I mean it on this one, because I love the sayings. There's one, friends are the family you choose for yourself. I love that saying. Okay, so I'm just laying this here as a dry fit and stamping right there. All right. So, and then we need a scrap. So I'm just going to let all that kind of dry. Let me grab my scrap of white. I'm going to show you a trick on coloring the pears. I had my piece out. Piece out, not as in the real piece out, but I had my piece out. I crack myself up sometimes. Okay, here's my scrap. Now, what I'm going to do is use the small pear stamp, and it's got this set of mini pears, and I like to do it with two colors. So let me show you. I'm using Daffodil Delight, and I'm really just kind of setting it down on the ink pad and letting it absorb, because it's a distinctive one, and if you mash it, you lose the detail. So I'm going to do it like that. And it looks kind of meh, right? So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what's called the rock and roll technique. So you kind of roll it around the edges to pick up the ink. You can kind of see how it's a little darker there. And we'll just do a little tiny tap. And I'm going to go right over where I was. And see, now I've got some greenish yellow pears. And I might just do a little tap more on the green. There. Isn't that neat? I love it. And when it dries, it's going to be a little bit lighter. All right. So then I'm going to close my yellow. And now I'm going to come in with the outline for the stamp. And just like so. Oh, I missed that. I missed my pear. That's all right. Okay, so you got the idea. It's because I was coming in at an angle. I have another one cut, but let me just show you how I colored the leaves. So on my leaves, I did a light mossy meadow, kind of in the bottom coming up, and get that center stem. Kind of like that. And then I took my old olive, which is a little on the dry side. I think I got to get a new one. And I'm just coloring over the mossy meadow and moving it, blending it with the old olive. There. See how nice that leaves look? Pretend the rest of this is done. I'm going to fake you out by just coloring this because it's bugging me. There. We're not going to use that one, but just so we don't keep looking at it. All right, and then I just did the stem with pecan pie. So that's how I colored my little pear. And then I used my die cutting machine to cut it out. So there is my pear. All right, so we'll set that one aside. Now, I also used my my die cutting machine to cut this little, I don't know, doodad. It's like a netting of some sort. Let me grab my take your pick tool because I poke those out. Okay, I just thought it added some nice interest to the card. Let me put this together here because we're done with this one. And that looks like I did it a little tiny bit crooked, but we're not going to tell, right? Now, I know Cindy has this a bundle, and she did some amazing, amazing things with it. But does anybody else have this bundle? I am a sucker for anything vegetables or fruit. Okay. So I have to tell you, my friend Anne, who's on here, recently moved, and we got some palettes from her that were down in her basement. Real nice palettes. And so my husband helped me make a stand-up garden with it. I'll have to show you the picture. Let me see here. If I can find it on my photos. It's amazing. So this is what it looks like. Isn't that cool? And I have it in my greenhouse now. And it's full of dirt, and I have planted lettuce. So I'm hoping I will have some garden stuff through Christmas. Because I'll have to turn my heater on, so I don't want it all winter. There. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and glue this down. So, and I was wondering, we have a nice little palette. So if you want us to make you one for your outside deck for flowers and stuff, let me know, because we're on it. Oh my gosh. It was so funny. I took my friend Becky to what we lovingly referred to as the Loudon Mall, which is our local dump, because I live in Loudon. Okay, so on this piece, I wanted a little more to poke out. See how that one is poking out a little more? So I cut it. And yeah, you know, more of a square one. We had a couple small palettes. Wouldn't that be great on your deck? And you can plant veggies or flowers. I'll get Marty right on it. So what I did was I extended that, see, by quite a bit actually. So let me just put a glue dot on here. Well, that works if you don't tear your paper with the glue dot. Okay, so we'll put one there, and we'll put one here. Okay. I knew you would love it, Ann. You know, I just think it's so fun to try to figure out what we can make from something that's already there. All right, now I dropped my other piece. Oh, it's right here. Okay, so then I'm going to kind of do it like so. I don't want it too far hanging out, but I do want it there, like so. And then we'll put this right over it. Isn't that, see how nice that looks? That adds just a little something. A little something something. All right, so now I need my dimensionals, which are right here. Okay. And I think I still have enough for even one more planter, even if I give Ann hers. You never know. Okay, so there's my doodad for the center. So we'll go ahead and pop that up. We have mystery stamping for our team coming up on October 6th, Monday, October 6th. So I'll be posting that. And in October, there's going to be a really incredibly awesome join special. So if anybody's looking to do some Christmas shopping or join the stamping community of crazy women or men and just have some fun with us, just let me know. I'll send you the information. They're going to have a starting special where it's $35. You can join my team. So that's going to go like that. So let me go ahead and put this on here. And then it starts October 1st, and then you can participate in the mystery stamping on the 6th. Okay, so let's put that there, and then, so my card is coming together. My inside is all done, and like so. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add I've got these low profile sparkle dots. I love those. And in this suite is this Mossy Meadow and gold ribbon. So it's gold on one side and Mossy Meadow on the other. I think this is like the front. So I'm going to show you a trick that Marissa Alvarez has shown me how to do. I love the bows she ties. What she does is she cuts her ribbon down the center, and it kind of makes it a little bit, you know, stringy. Well, that wasn't exactly straight on the ends, but that's okay. And then I'm going to take these and tie my double bow with it. So I say, right? Let's see if I can do it while we're on TV. Okay. Oh, I think I got it. All right. So then when you pull the tails, it kind of makes the loopy bows, you know, just kind of do their thing and get loopier and stringier, and makes a really fun bow. Okay, so let me just see here. And now I can't stop making these kind of bows. Okay, so isn't that pretty? And then it's nice and loopy, and it can go right on my card like that. When you do it with the ribbon that has a front and a back, it kind of helps you not show that it has a front and a back, because it mixes them up a little bit. So I'm going to use 2 glue dots just because I want it to make sure it stays put. And I'm going to put that right there. I kind of wanted my tails to be a little bit longer, but I stopped cutting, so I have to go with what I got. All right, and this one's going to get cut off anyways. Just a little bit, and then I like to cut one a little bit shorter than the other so that you really see that there's 2. And so, see how the extra strand sticking out gives it that texture? And then don't forget to puff up your bow a little bit too. Like so. Isn't that pretty? And here I've been tying bows wrong all along. Actually, not wrong, but you know, more 2-dimensional. Now it's a 3-dimensional. And then I just use these little clips to hold my ribbon right on the roll, and then I put them on a shelf, like horizontally stacked up. All right, now we just have to do our gems and our envelope, and we are done with this card. Let me move all this stuff out of the way, cover my glue. All right, so I love these low profile dots. Hi Deb, sorry you have a headache. And I am going to use this medium green one and 2 different sizes of it. So I've got a big and a little there, and I'm going to put another big over here. And then it's never quits without. Deb, you too, Deborah. Thank you so much for popping in. I hope you have a lovely day and a good weekend yourself. So then I wink Estelle at it, and there's my shimmer. And thinking of you guys brings a smile to my face. So pretty easy on the supplies, but you get a good punch with it. So when I say punch, I don't mean punch. I mean, it doesn't look like it was quick and easy. It looks like it took a while. So let me do the flap, because you know what? I end up with all of these flaps, these strips of designer paper, and they just sit in my drawer. So now I'm starting to cover my envelopes with them to help use them up. They're 2x6, so even on a 6x6 you can get 3 envelope flaps. I like using the liquid glue instead of tape because you can get it right to the edge. And then you can also kind of wiggle it into place. So you want it so that when it folds, you don't see it, but you want it up as high as you can get it, right? So that liquid glue lets you slide it right into place. Press it down, and then you just go right around. Now these are not the Stampin' Up! Envelopes, only because I ran out. So, but I like that these, they fit the 2-inch strips. I believe the Stampin' Up! Ones might be a hair bigger on the flap, but you get the idea. All right, so now I have a pretty envelope and a pretty card to go with it. And on the inside of this one, I took an end piece of that same paper and kind of fussy cut a little bit and put that on. This pattern I think was the hardest one because, Susie, hi! I hope you're doing well. I think this pattern was the hardest to use because it's a lot of yellow. Yellow flowers, yellow pears, and then yellow background. It's just a lot of yellow. So, but I like putting it like that down in the corner. So, there is our pretty card. And let me show you, I did the same layout with a Halloween, except that I used a circle instead of the square. And I used 4 different patterns of designer paper instead of only 2. So it is the same idea, and look, I got that nice fun bow thanks to Marissa. So yeah, you can do this with any designer paper that you want, and you can also do it with embossed cardstock. So don't forget, I will have my printable available after the video, and September's almost over, so you still have some time to get your Craft Your Happy Mail packet. This is a class to go. It's $24.95, and you get everything you need to make 3 cards, except the stamped images, but you get all the die cut pieces, even the little sprigs, the doves, everything that you need, the gems, and there's also a tutorial that goes with it. I have a nice color tutorial all ready to go for each card. And you also will earn this for free if you place a $60 order in my online store. Then I'll just mail that out to you at the end of the month. And then my next in-person card class is October 4th. It's the Road to Christmas class, which is a kit class. And it's $15 for the kit only, or $20 for the kit and the add-on. And oh, I bet that puppy made you happy too. So that I can send this in the mail as well. I just need to add the shipping. So here's what the cards look like made just with the kit. They're very nice. I love them. And then this is with the add-on. I've added some sparkle, some more dimension to it, and I also did this inside color layer and a white layer. So now the card has a little bit more oomph to it. Either way, the cards look good. This is what the add-on package looks like. You're going to get 2 rows of rhinestones, a whole sheet of dimensionals, 8 white inserts, and 8 color inserts. So that will be for the add-on. And I have room in my morning and afternoon class, and I can also mail you the kit and add-on as well for, I'm trying to think of, what did I say? 20, I think it was $25.95 would include the shipping. So, so it's the same price, just adding $5.95 for the shipping. So just so you know, the Road to Christmas kit is sold out, and I don't know when they will come back in. And then the next kit is this awesome handmade and heartfelt kit. It's $32. This is makes 10 cards and has a little desk organizer. And I put the box together last time. It's really nice. And you get 10 cards. These are some of the cards because I'm going to use it for my cards that need to go in the mail, the bills, the stamps, all that, right? And Stampin' Up! Is using this kit when they do their World Card Making Day presentation on October 4th, which you can register for free at my website, kathyschmitt.stampinup.net. So it's free to register, and then you will have access to the projects they're making that day. They're going to be using this kit, so I don't know if they're going to do other projects as well. For me, I am doing the Road to Christmas kit on World Card Making Day because I had already planned this, and I've already purchased enough kits for my class, as well as if anybody needed me to send a kit in the mail. I think that's it. Let me come back to you. So I hope that you guys have a great weekend. And my friend Deb Frank, who is on here, is having her first Whatnot auction of used stamping items tomorrow. So if you haven't already checked out that platform, I have had 3 shows. I have another one coming up in October where I have just been selling off some of my old, last show I did wooden stamps and old punches, and I didn't quite get through all my wooden stamps. So I'm going to finish the wooden stamp category and on October 17th. And we'll see if I can find anything else to throw in the bin. So, yeah, so I hope, Deb, what time is your show? And it's whatnot.com, and her handle is Frankly Stamping. So, and mine's Backyard Stamper. So if you can friend us both to follow us. So, and be sure to let me know what you're working on. I would love to know if you're working on your Christmas cards already. I decided to do the Pears tonight because I'm kind of getting tired of just doing the fall and Christmas, because I really focused on that to get my display boards all changed over from summer. So for my classes, I would have like Christmas cards and fall cards on display. Oh, it's at 11:46 in the morning. So check that out. And I hope we talk soon. And I will let Marty know you do want one of those palette gardens. So yeah, it's really awesome to reuse something that maybe would have gone in the burn pile. So anyways, so I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will be here Sunday morning. I forgot last week for my scrapbooking. I had gotten up at 5 o'clock. I had to do some laundry, and yes, I will. I got a small, I'll send you measurements before we finish it. But I got up at 5 o'clock on Sunday, did some laundry, and then I started canning my peaches and roasting my cherry tomatoes because I have so many tomatoes. And so I completely forgot. And then I went to my parents' house around 1 o'clock, and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot all about my scrapbooking. So I will not forget on Sunday, so I will be here. So you guys take care, have a great weekend, and let me know if you have any questions. Check out my blog. It's backyardstamper.com for the free printable. You know, Debbie, my husband brought a jar to one of his golfing friends, because I've never canned peaches before. Well, I did once, but they turned brown after they were canned, so I did something wrong. And Toodaloo. You're so cute. And so my husband's golfing friends said they were awesome, and he's a farmer and has done plenty of canning in his time, so I took that as a great compliment. So take care, everyone.